Haiti is a very sad state. The first black African country to regain independence, and we know the great Haitian independence fighter, Toussaint de Louverture. That was the man who defeated Napoleon, and he was never forgiven for that. When he defeated Napoleon, the French never forgave him, and of course they were granted independence in 1890s, and it was...
How did Haiti transform from one of the wealthiest colonies on Earth to a nation burdened by debt in under a century? This is the story of exploitation, resistance, and a fight for freedom. In the 18th century, France's colony of Saint Domingue, now known as Haiti, was a powerhouse of production. By 1789, it produced 40% of sugar and 60% of coffee consumed in Europe, making it one of the most profitable colonies in the world. This immense wealth came at a horrific cost. Nearly 800,000 Africans were forcibly moved to Saint Domingue, enduring brutal conditions that led to incredibly high mortality rates. The system was designed for maximum profit and very little regard for human life. In 1791, the enslaved population incited a revolution, inspired by the ideals of freedom and equality. Leaders like Toussaint Louverture and Jean-Jacques Dessalines, guided the fight against colonial powers. And after years of struggle, Haiti declared independence on the 1st of January 1804, becoming the first black republic and the first nation to be established by formerly enslaved people. That freedom came at a steep price. In 1825, France demanded that Haiti should pay 150 million francs as compensation for lost property, including those enslaved people. Under the threat of military action, Haiti agreed, plunging this young nation into a lifetime of debt. Haiti's decision to pay was influenced by the fact that it was isolated on the world stage and was threatened with recolonialization. To meet the demands, Haiti secured loans from French banks, leading to a cycle of debt that lasted until 1947. And this financial burden severely hampered the development of the nation, and the repercussions of that are still felt today. While France benefited immensely from its former colony, Haiti continues to grapple with the consequences of its exploitation.
But American intervention in Haiti is a big part of the reason we're here today, and America has certainly been a key player in Haiti's long unfolding story. Haiti's independence was established in 1804 off the back of a slave revolt against the French rulers of the island. But in the years that followed, France would force the new nation to hand over most of its revenue as, quote, reparations for the revolution, which hampered Haiti's economic growth. At the outset of World War I, President Woodrow Wilson ordered the invasion and occupation of Haiti. He cited political instability and potential German influence in the region, but it was really Wall Street that benefited. America took control of Haiti's financial assets, literally removing gold bars from the Haitian National Bank and transporting them to New York, and installing a forced labor system on the island. American Marines and Haitian subordinates used a constant state of martial law, killing and torturing several thousand Haitian civilians between 1915 and 1934. America's eyes shifted toward the specter of global communism later in the 20th century, and the U.S. looked to prop up anti-communist leaders across the world, including in Haiti. Francois Duvalier, known as Papa Doc, was elected president of Haiti in 1957 with U.S. support, but his regime would turn autocratic. He held sham elections, he installed himself president for life, and utilized undercover death squads to kill opponents. His son, known as Baby Doc Duvalier, succeeded him, employing many of the same tactics, and the two combined would rule Haiti from 1957 to 1986. All the while, they would continue to receive U.S. aid. But we weren't done in Haiti. In 1994, the U.S. led a military mission named Operation Uphold Democracy to restore the overthrown president, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, to power. The U.S. was committed to supporting Aristide, at least publicly, although the CIA was deeply skeptical about his policies. A decade later, in 2004, Aristide would be ousted again. But this time, the United States would simply bankroll a UN intervention. That mission, known by its French acronym MINUSTAH, would remain in Haiti until 2016. But throughout the years, MINUSTAH officials would face accusations of sexual exploitation and human rights abuses. 9,000 Haitians died from a cholera outbreak, which was linked to UN peacekeepers from Nepal. American intervention in Haiti has always been in our own interest, which is why, as we get involved in the next chapter of Haiti's long unfolding story, it is crucial that Haitians are the drivers of their own destiny. Lest we forget, as Jonathan Katz wrote in Foreign Policy magazine last year, in all, the U.S. military and its proxies have been in Haiti for at least 41 of the last 108 years, always in the name of securing peace, political stability, and human rights, and never actually succeeding.
Before we go deeper and I say anything here, I would like to say that let's wake up, Africa. The Africans have to wake up, because all that has been happening in West Africa, it is not a play, it's not a joke. We have to sit down and remember all that happened in Haiti. We have to sit down and remember all that happened in Congo and many other West African countries. We have to sit down and try to take a look of all that is still ongoing in most of the black nations, because most of the African countries gain their independence, but they've never been free. They've never been free since those days, because all that happened is that the colonizers changed the clothes. They only changed the clothes and changed the way of colonization, but colonization never ended, but it was just evolved. It evolved from chaining, from torture, from physical colonization to the systematic colonization, where now they are ruling and colonizing the black nations indirectly, using their policies, their white supremacists and their democracy. And this influence is taking African countries back and make Africans not to be seen as a free nations. Since before the Haiti got its independence, because Haiti was the first black nation that gained its independence in 1803, after they fought so hard and defeat France and European countries. After that incident, France never recognized Haiti as a free nation. They never recognized them. They still came and influenced and caused more chaos in that country until the time Haiti was forcefully asked to pay reparation to France of $40 billion. That's when they keep off Haiti. But they never keep off Haiti because, in the eyes of the colonizers, no any African or the black nation is supposed to be free. No any African country or a black nation is supposed to have their independence, their freedom, and maybe living under their own policies, ruling themselves. They don't recognize any freedom of any black nation. So when even after the Haiti defeated France and other world powers from the West, they never left them alone. And now today, what is happening in Haiti? What is happening in Haiti? Millions, thousands of people are dying each and every day. The Haiti, which was the wealthiest and the richest black country in Africa, the country that was independent and freedom, the country that was developed and feeding Africa and the other nations across the borders, the country that was well, peacefully and organized, it was turned into a battleground. And now today, thousands of different countries' militaries are moving to Haiti. They are going there to make that to settle peace, to bring peace and settle disputes and issues that are in this country. But it has been very hard for this issue to be solved. And now, today Haiti is like a battleground. It's a battlefield because everyone is fighting for his or her life. Everyone is looking for his or her survival. That is the way of life in Haiti today. Haiti is the black nation, one of the black brothers and sisters of African countries. What and all that the French and other countries did to to black nations during the slavery and all those years of the colonization, they harassed, they killed many black people. And at the end of the day, they forced those black nations to pay a reparation to France, which caused the economy of this country to fall. And from that time, Haiti and other countries which fight against France and other European countries, they've never seen peace. They've never been free. They've never been able to settle their issues. They are fighting each other day and night. They are killing one another day and night, because this is what was created there by their colonizers. And as always, once the African country is fighting against itself, the citizens are busy fighting, killing each other, destruction of properties and everything. That is the impression to the West. That is what they want, because their main agenda is to make sure that they keep Africa under their toes. They keep Africa in a poverty and a poor situation, so that they can have every reason to come and dictate to Africa. They come and access, sneak, and take everything that the country owns. So whenever we fight, whenever we kill each other, that's how they celebrate. That's what they want. That is what they're creating each and every day. They forced Haiti to pay a reparation for them to be accepted as a free nations. Now, all that they did to the black nations, all that they did to Africa, to the West African countries, to Haiti and other black nations, this is what is happening today in their countries. This is what is happening today in their own land. People have turned against them. Their citizens have erupted. The protest is day and night in the citizens in the cities of Paris. No one is ready to associate or listen anything that comes out of the French government. They today chase Emmanuel Macron, their president, just like a thief, because they don't want Emmanuel Macron together with his entire regime. So the Africans have been coming out online, and all that they are saying is that they want a reparation from France, they want a reparation from British, they want a reparation from US and other colonial countries. But what have they been saying? They say that Africa can never be compensated because they helped a lot Africa. Africa are the one who have to appreciate for all that the West did towards them. What can we come to appreciate? Because if they say that we have to come up and appreciate, it means that we have to come and appreciate France and Britain for coming and colonizing Africa, for coming and enslaving Africans, for coming and destroying African continent, killing millions of innocent souls. That is what they are meaning. We have to come and appreciate. Emmanuel Macron once upon a time came as he was assaulting Ibrahim Traore. He said that the West and the West African countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, they don't have gratitude because of all they're doing. They don't recognize the help that they gained from a French and other colonies. They never appreciate for all that they did. They fight the terrorists. They fight the economy. They helped a lot. What were they helping if the terrorism was high? Thousands of people are being killed by terrorists each and every year. The properties have been exploited, has been destroyed. Their minerals and resources has been exploited over decades. No development has been seen in these countries until the time they have decided that they want to free themselves from this organization, from these former colonizers. They want to be released from these chains that has been holding them over decades. That's when the citizens of West African countries have started to see peace in their countries, to see development which they never saw in their life. At the entire of their life, there are many things they never experienced until the time of the regime of Captain Ibrahim Traore and other alliances, which is today being led by the military governments. So it is said that life gives you what you give it. You give it to it. It is said that karma pays everyone according to what he deserves. Now, who is now crying? France and other West countries are the one who are coming out to beg, to ask for forgiveness, to beg for the Africans' help, because their economy has been shaken. Their country is now trembling. Their people are out of control. The government is not needed. People are oppressed with their own government. The governments that created the democracy that they are preaching in Africa, which has failed to work in their countries. So I am speaking this from my heart because I feel this. All I can say that all the African leaders have to wake up. All African people have to wake up and try to go through the history, reflect back what happened, reflect back what our ancestors passed through, reflect back to what other nations passed through. The country like Haiti, the country that was very peaceful, well developed, rich, now today is the country that is facing crisis, war, and killings day and night, morning and midnight. Every citizen is possessing the weapons. Whenever I come out and say that the African leaders have to wake up, France, America, and other Europe countries are the one who caused damages that is in Haiti today. And instead of them going to settle these issues, instead of them going to make peace in these countries, they use the fellow Africans, the black people, armies to go and fight Haiti. That's where you see the other day, Dr. William Ruto was the one who gave out his armies to go, claiming that he's sending his army to go and restore peace and order in that country. But there is no peace and order that was going to be restored in that country, but there was going to be a war. So it means that the Kenyan armies, the Kenyan troops are going to fight their own brothers and sisters. They are going to be in hand of their killings of the Haitians. They are going to hold the blood of Haitians in their hands. They are going to settle issues that they never know when it started. They never know how it started. They never know the reason and everything behind all these issues. It is very, very, very painful. So France has been coming out to ask for forgiveness. And many French people and the Americans, they have been coming out to ask for forgiveness from the black people. What do you think we can do? This is not the time. Because all that they have did to us black is enough. It's enough, it's a lot. So what can we do? There is nothing like forgiveness here. Because even if we forgive them, they cannot restore peace and order in these countries. They will not bring back the life that was unalived from the innocent souls of Africans. They will never bring back the great Pan-Africans whom they were taken, they took their life. We speak about the Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara, and Muammar Gaddafi, who were only fighting to transform their countries, to unite Africa, and to liberate their own countries. That was the crime they committed, which cost their life. So this is not the time of sitting down and listening to what the France is speaking about and what they want to do with the Africans. This is the time that everyone has to carry his own cross. We are busy fighting on how to unite Africa. We are busy fighting on how to develop African continent. We are busy on fighting on how to secure our own resources, how to build our own, without depending to some people, without. So the karma is paying. This is the time everyone is carrying his own cross. So no more time for dialogue. France is paying what it created. Just tell me to have the comment section if you really know the history of Haiti and all that black nation which fight so hard to free themselves from the hand of oppressors. But at the end of the day, they find themselves passing through the hardship and a lot of problems they never expected that it may come to arise. Until next time, can we do the same? Thank you and be blessed for watching from. Thank you for supporting, sending super thanks, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. Until next time, until next episode, we can do the same. Be blessed to reach you from.